It's SongTalk Radio with Michael, Neil, Phil, and the gang.
Welcome to SongTalk Radio. This is the show with songwriters talking to other songwriters about the craft of songwriting. We share tips, tools, and techniques, and together we all become better at writing songs. I'm your host, Neil Modi, and with me are the birthday party members of the SongTalk Radio Action Team. We have Fun Times Phil.
I'm a fun guy, but I'm not a mushroom. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Boom, ching. And we have Merriment Mike.
Oh, my goodness. Well, that's a hard act to follow, Phil. But I'm very happy that you're getting a little bit older and a little bit wiser, Neil. So happy pre-birthday.
Thank you very much.
That's right.
Yes, it is. It is my birthday tomorrow, so that's on the brain.
All right. And what is your shirt size?
Medium.
Medium? Okay.
Yeah.
Just
Send me a
sending it out
SongTalk
there.
Radio T-shirt.
Yeah.
Don't we have?
And I'll send you a Song Talk Radio mug. So you'll
Sure,
be
why
up
not?
to your knees in swag.
Well, it's nice that my birthday lines up with Black Friday. I just got a good deal on a ukulele. Actually, my first ukulele, just for fun. Just ordered it online. Please send your comments and questions to at SongTalk Radio on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, or feedback at songtalk.ca for the good old-fashioned email, and we'll share your thoughts on the show. And please visit us at songtalk.ca to find out how you can be a guest. And tonight, we have the return of Melanie Peterson. Blessed with an ability to imbue her vocals with palpable emotion, Saskatoon-born, Toronto-based singer-songwriter and actress Melanie Peterson is one of the bright lights on the Toronto music scene. Previously, she has released 3 EPs, 2 full-length albums, and a number of holiday singles. Christmas Breaks My Heart was a finalist in the 2019 Great American Songwriting Contest. Melanie's latest EP, released on November 27th, is called We Got This and features 2 singles, Tightrope and What You're Selling. Welcome back to SongTalk Radio, Melanie.
Hello, nice to be back.
Thanks for coming. And
been many
congratulations
years.
on your EP.
Thank you.
Awesome. How many songs on this EP?
6.
6.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
And what was the inspiration for this EP, the songs on this one? Are they all of a type, or are they a collection of songs?
They're of a type about romance. What happened was I actually wrote a song in Edmonton at when I was doing the Via Rail Artist on Board program. And I went off to do a show at the Blackbird Cafe. And then I had 2 days before the train came through again to take me to Vancouver. So I thought I would use that time to write a song. And both days, like all day, which I can never do when I'm at home. It's like an hour here, an hour there, whatever. So I did that. And then my goal was to premiere it in Vancouver. So when I got to Vancouver, I played the song that I wrote. And it was in a really noisy coffee bar. And the whole place went quiet when I played it. So I was like, that's a good sign, probably. Mm-hmm. And then I played it again at Castro's in Toronto, and the same thing happened. So that was the song called We Got This. And that made me start to think that maybe I should write a handful of songs to go with it. Because I wanted to release it, but I didn't want to really do another single. So that was the inspiration. And I thought I would do the story of love from heartbreak to lasting love, with We Got This being the end point, if that makes sense.
Very cool. Yeah, it does indeed.
Yeah.
And do you have the same songwriting process for each, or do they come to you in different ways?
My process is getting like more and more like the same. It used to be sometimes like music would come first, or sometimes lyrics, but nowadays it seems to be title first. Find a title that I like, and then I write towards that. I find it's been helping me focus a little more in my songwriting, like focus the theme.
Mm-hmm. Does that mean the lyrics then come next?
Yeah. And then the music is last, usually. And hopefully it'll complement the lyrics, because I would have a chance to understand what I'm trying to say and then try to say it musically as well.
And that differs from how you did it previously? Like did you always go to music first before?
Not really, but I never really thought about prosody, or is it prosody? How you try to make the music and the lyrics match.
Right.
Like you try to have the music to say the same thing that the lyric says.
Mm-hmm.
Before it would just be like, oh, this is 4 chords that I love in a row, so I'll just plop these on top of that. But now I'm putting more thought into it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And was that something that you picked up on through like someone else talking about it, or how did you pick upon that different process?
Just through like going onto YouTube and listening to teachers talk about songwriting or other artists, and that word kept coming up. And so I started to think about it and try to apply it in my writing too. And I found that I enjoyed that. I enjoyed it as another level and a way to sort of write the music that wasn't just random. You know what I mean? It was like more.
It's really writing with intention, isn't it?
Yeah, but not just the lyrics, the music too.
Yeah, of course. So I mean, writing the whole song with intention.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you collaborating any more than you did before?
I'm actually kind of collaborating a little bit less than I did before. Not against collaborating, but just for some reason, all of these songs, I wrote them all. I didn't do co-writers on them or anything. I think the people I usually co-write have been pretty busy. And I haven't really had a chance to like reach out to other people that I might want to co-write with. So I've just been like, I like writing by myself. It's fun.
In the past, when you've co-written, do you co-write like when you get stuck on a song, or do you just start co-writing with somebody, or how did it work with you before?
Before it would be like we'd just start from scratch. Well, with my one friend, Neil, not you, Neil, who I've also co-written with before.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what your and my process was. I think we had a title. And then I brought the lyrics and you brought the music.
I think it was more like that. I think I was a little piano ditty, and then you came up with a top line.
Yes,
that was pretty much
right. And that's how I write with Mitch, my producer. I'll bring him lyrics and he'll do the music. And then my other friend, Neil, will just sit down. He might have a bit of a riff or something, and we'll just take it from there. Might scroll through my iPhone, and because I write titles down in my notes and throw some at him, he'll find one he likes, and then we'll just start writing it. You know, and we don't usually finish it in one sitting. I don't know about you guys, but co-writes seem to take a bit longer, scheduling wise anyway.
Well, yeah, I think it also depends on I think the process with co-writing is a bit different, because it's sometimes the inspiration can be better, but it takes a bit more time to make decisions because you're dealing with more than one person.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. Yeah. And sometimes it's better for those two minds working together. Definitely. But you have to run the decisions by the other person if you want to make them. Yeah.
Always a challenge.
So it's always a little bit trickier, but sometimes it's worth it if it takes a little bit longer. That's okay. I mean, sometimes you're writing by yourself, you get stuck on something, and it can take you just as long.
Sometimes I just like don't finish it. I just won't finish it. I'll just be like, start something else.
Melanie, you've been doing some interesting things with your live stream. Can you talk about that a bit?
Well, we've been doing live stream concerts almost every month. And that's been really good. It's been, we've been reaching more people. I live with my bass player, who's also my partner. So we're pretty lucky because we get to play together. And so when I say we, I just mean he and I. And then last month, before the second lockdown, we had a chance to bring our drummer in from Hamilton and do like a trio show, which was like such a treat because we'd only played together for so long. So yeah, we're trying to do like monthly shows, and we're building friends and fans that way.
Can you talk about the actual, maybe the technical, like how you actually set it up to use YouTube or live or Facebook or FaceTube or Facebook?
Yeah, Facebook for me is what I use. My Facebook music page, And then I just like, it's like you're going to do a post and then you press live and you go live. Like we did, the first two we did were kind of crappy because there was the black screen. We didn't know how to turn the camera yet.
Yes.
To give it the phone. And we didn't have the mic. So the bass sort of sounded not great. And you couldn't hear my vocals. So we ended up scrapping a couple of the first few, but then we got the hang of it and kept them on the page, and we'd find people would pop in and we'd make new friends and fans from all over the place. But I think it's really important to have a mic. I have one that's pinned right here so that I can sing and be heard, and everything else can be heard too.
And how do you handle the audio? Is it just, do you go into a computer or?
We just go straight through the iPhone.
Oh, so you're just using the mic in the iPhone itself?
Yeah, with a little clip-on mic that goes with the iPhone.
Oh.
And the clip-on mic is picking up everything.
Yeah, it's pretty strong mic.
Right, and it picks up primarily your vocals because it's clipped to your shirt or whatever. So the vocals are up front, and the backup players are in the back. The backup.
Yeah, and I'm kind of soft singer, so it works really well for me not to have to like push,
Do you have to, and you're just using like the Facebook app by itself?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about. Yeah, there's
some-
other ways to do it. Like we also have a tip jar, because I think a lot of artists, their whole thing is, well, where I'm not getting paid, right? But the tip jar people have been very generous, so I might try ticketed shows like on Side Door, which is a great platform for live streaming, but I don't know. It's been going pretty well on Facebook.
How are you promoting it? Are you using like Facebook ads or anything, or?
I don't find Facebook ads really work. I don't know. I've tried them and it hasn't. I mean, for me, it's just like reaching out to people that I want to watch it and then sharing it and, making as many posts on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook that I can. My newsletter, going on to other music pages and letting them know what I'm doing, stuff like that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, sometimes the simplest solution is usually the best. Like just keep it easy.
Keep it simple. Yeah. Totally.
Okay. Can you talk a little bit about the song you're sharing with us tonight? It's not one of your singles, so it's another song off the EP?
Yeah. It's my favorite off the EP, though, so I thought I would share that one with you guys.
What makes it your favorite?
I don't know. It just really came from my heart. And I liked that it came through really quickly. And I wanted to write, this is kind of technical, but I wanted to write a song with a question in it. Right? So that's what I ended up doing. Do you want to be loved? ? Right?
Which is good because it sounds like a question. It's not like it's like, be loved? It's actually clear that it's a question.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. Is that something that doesn't come natural to you? Because when I think about my own songs, like questions come naturally to me, answers not so much.
Yeah, I don't write a lot of songs with questions in them. And I think I love songs with questions in them because I think it engages the listener. It gives them a chance to think about what their answer might be. At least when I hear songs with questions in them, I'm always start thinking about my answer. So I thought, I want to try that. Yeah. I would say it's probably the first one I've done like that.
Right. And can you talk a little bit about the prosody approach to this one? So when we listen to it, we listen to how you then develop the music. So you wrote the lyric first and then developed the music?
Yes. But unfortunately, this was before I was consciously thinking of prosody.
Okay.
That's more recent. But I think that Mitch added a nice, really beautiful, my producer, Mitch Girio, added a string arrangement. And I think that brings the prosody because it's very romantic and I think it heightens some of the emotion of the song.
Right. So where does this fall on that continuum between heartbreak and full on
happily
romantic?
Ever After?
And happily ever after, yes.
Yeah. This is I'm falling in. I think I've met him. He's the one, and I'm falling in love, and hope he feels the same way, but I don't know if he does.
Okay.
I'm going to find out, kind of thing.
Early stages.
Yeah, early stages, exactly. The fun, exciting part.
Yeah. The not even the honeymoon phase, but like the infatuation.
Like before
phase.
that.
Yeah.
Honeymoon phase is good too.
Yeah. The ICU phase.
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
Right. So how about we take a listen? And this is called "Do You Want to Be Loved?" Like you were just saying.
Yeah.
Okay, let's take a listen, and then we'll chat some more about it.
Okay.
Every time our eyes meet across a crowded room, it's almost more than I can take. Every time you're near me, I feel it in the air, and the pounding of my heart gives me away. Kiss me if you wanna be loved. Do you wanna be loved? Do you wanna be loved? 'Cause this feels like we're falling in love. Are we falling in love? Do you wanna be loved? Like a sudden earthquake, she broke your heart in two, and you don't need another goodbye. Baby, take a deep breath, let go and let me in, 'cause I'm not here to waste precious time. Kiss me if you wanna be loved. Do you wanna be loved? Do you wanna be loved? 'Cause this feels like we're falling in love. Are we falling in love? Do you wanna be loved? We ride the subway, read the signs. Your leg pressed against mine. You are where my gaze always lands. I am in your hands. Kiss me if you wanna be loved. Do you wanna be loved? Do you wanna be loved? 'Cause this feels like we're falling in love. Are we falling in love? Do you wanna be loved? Every time our eyes meet across a crowded room, it's almost more than I can take.
It's such a neat ending.
Love it. Beautiful.
Thank you.
So, Phil, what are your impressions of the song?
Well, such a classic structure, verse, two verse, first chorus, bridge, chorus, end. You can't go wrong with that. I think it's a great song. There's a great lift to the chorus, which is so important. Like there's really clear where the chorus is, and where it's not, which is really, I think an important thing. And the nice change to a bridge. I mean, it's also a song I could see being covered by people, which as a songwriter is what you want.
Definitely.
What makes you think is it easily covered or?
It is, because I think sometimes people write songs that are very idiosyncratic, that they could only be kind of really done by them, just in terms of the way the language is or the turn of phrase. where I could see this being covered by Shania Twain or, lots of other kinds of those, because it feels kind of like modern country, although I don't think of you as a country songwriter, but it feels kind of like modern country. It's just a tight little tune, and I can see people covering it, which is what we want.
How about you, Mike? What do you think?
I think a lot of what Phil said is correct. I love the liftoff at the chorus, and I like the little touch of the kind of the beeping or whatever that texture is in the verses. It gives it a different kind of flavor. It makes it sound very modern instrumentally. It draws you in because you're going, okay, where's this song going to go? What kind of genre is this? There's a lot of space for your voice, and I like the lyrics that they're specific, but they're not like you said, Phil. They're not idiosyncratic. They're very straight to the point, and they're a little deceptive. Like it doesn't always like where you take the breaks or where you let some words linger is unexpected. I think it's a wonderful song.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I quite enjoyed it. I'll be frank. Like I've heard quite a number of your songs, Melanie, and you always have a really, really clean delineation and clear delineation between verse and chorus. That's something you always are superb at. And this one really makes a very strong contrast, because when you listen to the verse the first time, it's kind of this easy thing, and the melody's kind of limited, and then the chorus just has this enormous thing, and it doesn't feel like a completely different song, but it almost does, which makes it quite remarkable, and you really come away with that chorus. And I love that the chorus it's kind of long, like it's it's not a simple little chorus, but you have enough similarity with kiss me if you want to be loved, and the next time it's because it feels like we're falling in love. Okay, now we're progressing a little bit more, right? Are we falling in love? Do you want to be loved? And then you go back. It's kind of it's clever and has a progression in itself. Whereas typically a chorus just kind of zeroes in on the central idea, and then you go back to a verse.
True.
Yeah, and again, and beautiful bridge. I'm curious about the ending. Why did you choose to repeat the first verse at the end?
I don't know, honestly.
What a lousy guest you are. We need answers.
I mean, I just like doing that sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess it is the main point of the song too, right? Every time ours, like that's what I'm trying to say is like how this person makes me feel. That's what started off the song, and maybe coming back round to my point.
Mm-hmm. What I thought of it, which I liked, was it was sort of the beginning was the sense of when you met, and then ending with it that you still have the same feeling. That's that's kind of you've been through the journey of the relationship, and you still feel the same way as when you first met across the room. Yeah. So I thought it was a nice way to end it that way. That you still have butterflies.
Well, and it also makes it a bit more. I think. I mean, there is that structure which works well, which is why it's been used a cajillion times. Yeah. By doing something interesting at the end, I think it changes it a little bit more. It just makes it a little bit more unique, and I think that does kind of help it being yet another pop song. So I thought it was a nice little change, and it was kind of unexpected. But it was unexpected, but it's not jarring, which is always a hard line to draw.
Yeah, it's a really nice way to end the song, because it ends on a bit of a soft note. And I guess if your chorus was more declarative, as in we have fallen in love, then you might have just ended with that, because then it's declarative. But like Mike was saying, because you still got the lingering doubt.
Yeah, the question is still unanswered.
The question is still answered. So it is actually your intuition, I think, was correct in bringing it back to that
So that's like unconscious prosody.
Yeah.
Right?
Was there a lot of sort of changes in development in recording, or is it recorded pretty straight from the way it was written?
Pretty straight in terms of like structure, and no major changes. Some of my songs we do change like a chord here or there, but this one was pretty much the way I wrote it.
Can you talk about the chord progression a little bit? Because like the verse of the chorus again is such an enormous lift. Was that, I mean, obviously the melody, but it seems like there's certainly a different chord structure going on there.
Yeah. Well, I believe the verse is D and C.
Okay.
And that's it. And then I jump to G.
Right.
Right? And I sing up an octave.
Yes. The melody really soars.
Yeah. So I had to sing the verse super duper low.
Yeah.
So that I could hit those notes.
Do you have to play around with the keys to sort of find a place where you can do something like that?
Yeah. Like I played with capos. I kept the chords the same, but tried it on capo 2, but then it felt too high, and then tried a capo 1 and it was pretty good. But then when I took the capo off, I found I could do it comfortably. But I had written it on the second capo actually.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, but the recording we just heard or the way you do it now is no capo.
No capo.
So you actually wrote it 2 steps higher.
Yeah. I find I can sing like high and really free when I'm in my room writing.
Yeah.
But in front of an audience, not so much. I need to like have a little extra safety, I guess. At least at this point.
It's always a great idea to play around with the keys of your songs, because sometimes you'll find your voice will do something that you wouldn't think it would do in a different key.
Yeah.
You can always play it in a different key live than you do on the recording. No one's going to fault you for that.
Yeah. There's no like law that says I have to play it that way all the time now.
Exactly. No one knows.
Well, there is, but it's more of a bylaw. So there might be a small fine.
You just get fined.
Yeah.
There's no jail time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
if it's a bylaw, we can just say bye to it and just say, okay, fine.
Yeah.
You will
just some of the fine. Oh, dear.
And speaking of bylaws, I'm afraid that is all the time we have on the show. Because I hear the band. The band is coming in. Special thanks to Melanie Peterson. Thanks again for coming. Where can our listeners hear more of your music, Melanie?
MelaniePeterson.ca. That'll take you everywhere you need to go.
Perfect. And we want to hear from you, our listeners. So please send your comments on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram to @SongTalk Radio, or send us an email at feedback@songtalk.ca. Also be sure to check out our YouTube channel for live performance videos and full extended episodes now that we is all virtual and we can just go on for hours if we want to. Subscribe today to the SongTalk Radio podcast on your favorite podcast provider. And don't forget to sign up for a free newsletter at songtalk.ca. You'll find links to all the products, books, and web services we mentioned on the show on our resources page. And wherever you are in the world, please join us online via Zoom at our next monthly Song Talk meetup. It's free to join on meetup.com, and it's free to attend the meetup. So stop by songtalk.ca for the link. You can follow me at neilmodi.com. You can follow Phil
at philemery.ca.
You can follow Michael
on Instagram at proudfoot420.
And Melanie, what's your favorite social media channel of choice?
Maybe Instagram at Miss Watermelanie.
Miss Watermelanie. Okay, thanks everybody for listening, and be sure to stop by the website songtalk.ca to browse past shows and find out how you can be a guest. Stay safe, everyone, and keep on writing.
Good night.